Hi guys, and welcome back to Maltbox, the non-chill filtered whiskey blog. I'm Andy, and I'm back here today with another whiskey review, and it's one that I'm incredibly excited about, as I always am. Basically, this is a review that was voted on by my patrons, so thanks to all of you that had an input in this. This is the first blind challenge that I'm doing. I've never done one on my own channel before. I've done a couple at Roy at Aquavitis and done terribly at them. So this is going to be really, really embarrassing. I've enlisted some help in the form of someone that you can't see off screen to do this. I have an eye mask in a non-kinky way. I have two whiskies in front of me. What I have is a whiskey that I've not tried for about 10 years, maybe? 5 to 10 years. It's been a while. It's this. It's the Old Pulteney 12-year-old. Nice box now, comes in a nice box. Now, just so you can see, it's still sealed, so I've not been tasting it ahead of time. There's no marks on the bottle or anything like that. But there it is, the Old Pulteney 12. And this is a whiskey that I had bottles and bottles of when I first started drinking whiskey. And then I just moved on. But I thought it'd be really good to go back and revisit it in a blind scenario. So, to kind of mix things up with it, I've got another Pulteney. So this is an OB, an official bottling, a distillery bottling versus an independent bottling. This is distillery versus indie, effectively. I have another Pulteney, a 2005 from Gordon Macphail's, the Macphail's collection. Now, admittedly, this range is discontinued. It was discontinued in about 2017, 2018. So this was actually bottled in August 2017. 2005, 2017, it's going to be 12 or at the least 11 years old, depending on what month it was distilled. So, again, sealed, no marks on the bottle at all. So what I'm going to do now, I've also got two Glencairns, black, bought specially for the occasion, so I can't see anything through these at all. Like, I can't see colour, I can't even see, you'll be able to have like a supernova in this and you won't be able to see. NASA would not have a clue. It's black, it's like emo Glencairns. They're emo Glencairns. They're my emo Glencairns. Black like my soul. So, on that note, I'm going to stick this on. And my lovely wife, Aaron, is going to pour my drams. I can't see anything. Completely dark. This is weird. I feel unsafe in my own home. So, like I said before, this must look so weird to you as well, just watching some fella with a blindfold on talking. Like I'm being interrogated by the FBI. I've not had the Old Pulteney 12 for a number of years. It's a bad whiskey, don't get me wrong. It's just, things move on, don't they? We get down a certain rabbit hole with a certain distillery. I'm still gesticulating as though you can see me. Well, you can see me, I can't see you. But I've basically been buying other things. I mean, I really miss the 17 and the 21. The Old Pulteney 17, oh my days, what a whiskey. And the 21, oh my days, what a whiskey. And they were replaced by the 15 and 18. I reviewed the 18 when I kind of made my comeback after my hiatus. And I'll be honest, it was a bit of a shame. It was nowhere near as good as the 17 and the 21 respectively. And prices have gone up, and they are going to continue going up. So this is why I wanted to do an official bottling versus indie. This isn't just necessarily a Pulteney versus Pulteney thing. It's basically a value thing. What provides better enjoyment, more enjoyment? The Old Pulteney 12 is widely available. The Macphail's collection Pulteney is a little bit harder to come by, but you can still find it. So, are they poured, assistant?
They are.
Thank you. Now, do you have the results in the name? Thank you. So here I have an envelope, I think the camera's there, with the results in. Basically, I've just been handed, so I'll put that to one side for now. We'll put that there for safekeeping. And thank you, assistant, for your assistance. Much appreciated. Oh, wow. Okay. That was dark in more ways than one. Right, so here we go. I'm going to take, I mean, they're both pretty decent, hefty fill levels. Thanks. Thank you. So again, that was my wife, Aaron. First time she's ever starred in a video. And she's also showed me it will probably be the last. So I'm going to go for this one first. Now, one thing I should have mentioned, sorry, before she's filled them up. That's my fault. I've got a little dot on the bottom of the Glencairns. So that basically is going to be an aid memoir for me to kind of guess which one. So in that envelope, in theory, it should be blue equals X, green equals or the other X. It would have been so much easier to show you that when they were empty. So a bit of a swirl around the glass just to get that coating going, a bit of an Ainsley Harriott thing. Spicy. Unfortunately, you can't see the swirl because it's inside a black glass. I cannot use these again. So I don't normally use Glencairns. I normally use these tasting glasses. They're my favourites. So Glencairn, going to a black Glencairn is going to be new for me. I've never used these before. I bought them special. Colour, black on the nose. Now, admittedly, these bottles have only just been opened. You saw yourself, they're still sealed. So they might naturally be a bit closed. However, off the bat, I am getting a lovely kind of green apple. Some salinity. Now, sea spray, because you can't really smell salt to an extent. It's a very subtle smell. Sea spray, however, when you're at the beach, waves crashing over, you get the mist. It needs to aerosolise via the medium of water, mist, from the waves. A little bit oaky. Quite fresh. There's almost a little smoky element to it as well. Now, I'm not saying it's smoky. It's not a peated whiskey. Old Pulteney is unpeated. Independent bottlings of Pulteney are generally unpeated. I think they did a couple of peated releases in the past. But there is a little kind of hint of an old fire. You know, the fire from the night before in the grate, when you go into the front room where the fire is in the morning. But it's going back to its tangy. Green apple again. Maltiness, a little bit honey maybe. That's nice. That is nice. I mean, confession time, it's been a pretty long time since I had Pulteney in general. I mean, Pulteney Distillery, Highland Distillery, Coastal Distillery, previously had the acclaim of being the most northerly distillery on mainland Scotland. I believe that has now been taken by Wolfburn Distillery, that accolade. Now, I'm going to try this other one on the nose, see what it says, but wow, that is different. Oh my God, wow. Oh. Ah. Ooh, right. The apples are there, but my God, it's completely different. It's like they've been stewed down to like a jam kind of thing, or an apple pie filling, but it's overcooked, it's browned. We've got brown butter. When you keep butter in the pan for too long and it burns. A bit of funk. A little bit of that salinity again. A little bit of vanilla maybe. Ooh, that is different. Going back to the first one, that's much lighter. But it's still kind of rich. It's still flavoursome. But this is deeper. Oakier. That's the kind of whiskey that I would probably ordinarily try a little bit of water in to see what it does to the nose after trying it neat, but I'm not going to do that with these because I've not got the time. Plus, the relatively low percentages. I mean, the Macphail's collection Pulteney 2005 is 43%. It is non-chill filtered. It is natural colour. The Old Pulteney 12 own bottling, wherever that's gone, out of reach. Oh, there you are. That is 40%. I believe it to be chill filtered. However, I believe it's natural colour from memory. It used to be back in the day. And cool, fun fact, if you didn't already know, Old Pulteney, the bottle shape, pretty funky. And that's because it's actually shaped, well, it's supposed to kind of mimic the shape of the stills. It's not the exact what the still looks like. That'd be a terrible replica. But it's kind of the aim to kind of showcase the shapely stills on the bottle, which is pretty cool. Oh, pastry. And there's none of that on that. That's more floral. That one, green is a lot more floral. This is toffee, treacle. The green apple's there as well again, but it is overcooked. Weird. Right, let's try on the palate. I'm going to go with green first. Let's see what green has on the palate. Decent texture. Good mouthfeel. Instantly sweet. Oh, the honey's there. The vanilla's there. There's a little bit of lemon. The salinity's coming in now into the finish. That salinity is there. Oh, it's going to be hard, this. Apple pie filling, but not overcooked like the other one. A bit cinnamon. Could argue a little bit of white pepper. And a tiny touch of oak. I'm really enjoying this. I've never done this before. I might have to do it again. Cool. Right, now, in the interest of science, let us cleanse the palate before we try the next one, which is blue on the palate. Interesting. Oh, okay. Didn't see that coming. That kind of turned a corner. Very dramatic change. Initially, it was very sweet up front, like green. However, it then very quickly went into this very umami, kind of bitter, savoury, almost meaty kind of quality. However, it did retain again going into the finish. The finish is long on that. It's good texture as well, mouth coating. I think that just has the edge on texture to green. Finish, still going. A little bit sweet, a little bit bitter, a little bit of oak. Oh, right, okay. I'm going to go back to green. Now, these cost me, so the Old Pulteney 12 official bottling, distillery bottling, I picked that up for $26.99, which is pretty much there or thereabouts. You can pick it up usually for like 30 odd quid. However, I picked this up from Tinder and Whisky. I picked these both up from Tinder and Whisky, which is the Green Welly stock. That's $26.99. And the Macphail collection, 2005 Gordon Macphail Pulteney, that was an offer at 36, usually retails at 38. It's interesting because they all disappeared for a few years, the Macphail's collection. I used to have loads of them. And in fact, behind me, I've still got, if you can see, I've still got another two there. I've got a Balblair 10 and a Balblair 21. I used to have the Glen Turrets and everything from this collection, and then just discontinued it as part of that rebrand with the new Discovery series and stuff. And I've not really gone back to Gordon Macphail, I'll be honest. I really missed that collection. Great value for money. Anyway, back on green. And revisiting the nose now, it's had another few minutes to open up. It is still very soft. It is still quite light. You could say it's not really going much further with the extra time in the glass. On the palate. Again, decent texture. Sweetness, the honey. A bit of oak. Sprinkling in that cinnamon, some citrus, vanilla, biscuit base maybe, like digestive biscuits. Finish is actually not bad. It's better the second time around. The second visit of that on the finish, much better. A little bit longer. Sweetness, there's almost a sherbet, lemon sherbet kind of thing going on, which is interesting. Very different whiskies, but they do share some similar characteristics. It's just they're in different places of the dram, if that makes sense. They're not at the start of the palate. They're kind of mixed up on the other, if you know what I mean. I'm probably just chatting nonsense, but... Right. Last one of this. Blue. Again, it just takes me by surprise. It's like, it's really sweet. And then it's like, not today, mate. And then it's like, boom, savoury. And then he's slammed the brakes on. He's gone into reverse and he's like, no, we're going back to sweet again now, pal. brace yourself. Got bloody whiplash. It's bizarre in a good way. It's really intriguing. I think there's much more oak influence on the second one than there is on the first. I also feel there's a slightly better texture on the second one, which is blue. I think there's a little bit more depth of flavour, which could be attributed, I suppose you could say, to an additional bit of alcohol percentage, a bit of volume. Texture-wise, both pretty good texture. I think, again, blue has a slight edge. It's very close. And genuinely, I've not had this for years. Years. If somebody gave this to me in a bar blind, without the context of me knowing it's one of these two, I wouldn't be like, yeah, that's the Old Pulteney 12. Even though I know the characteristics that Pulteney and Old Pulteney range carries, I wouldn't necessarily be like, yeah, that's a 12-year-old, because it has been that long since I've had it. I'm going to make a guess. Right, I'm going to make a guess. I think that... Try not to drop the bottles, Andy. I think that green is the official bottling, Old Pulteney 12. I think that's green. So just lock that in, guys. Green for Old Pulteney 12. So I think that's that one. I think that's green. And therefore blue, I think, is the Macphail's bottling. Again, I just think that extra bit of percent sort of lends itself to a little bit more depth of flavour. The oakiness is in there, which kind of makes a little bit more sense because it's probably made from a smaller parcel of casks. So you've not kind of got as many casks to necessarily balance some of those oaky elements out like you might do in a general release. Maybe they were going for that, I don't know. I'm assuming it's like refill ex-bourbon or refill hoggies, something like that. So again, I think that this 2005 Pulteney from Gordon Macphail is blue. And I'm kind of hoping you can see the bottom of these Glencairns here. So blue is that, I think. And I think green is that. I'm ready to embarrass myself, but it happens quite a lot. But do you know what? It's all an experience, isn't it? It's all, you learn something new every day in life in general, and whiskey in particular is a subject that you can never stop learning about. There's so many distilleries doing things in different ways, fermentation times, cask management, where they take the cuts, peated, unpeated, levels of ppm. Oh my God, the list goes on. So here we are. Again, just to reiterate one last time, Old Pulteney 12 I think was blue. No, green, sorry. Old Pulteney 12 I think was green. Jesus. The Macphail's collection, Gordon Macphail collection, 2005 Pulteney, I think is blue. So here we go. I've not done anything with this. It's been next to me the entire time. I'll let you see it first. I mean, you get to see it first, so therefore you're probably absolutely peeing yourself at me if I've got it wrong. No way. That's amazing. I would never have guessed that in a million years. So, just to reiterate, I was completely wrong. I had a 50-50 chance. And in true Andy at Maltbox blind tasting style, I got it completely wrong. So, the blue is actually Old Pulteney 12, which is interesting. And the Macphail's collection, 2005 Old Pulteney, is green. So I got them the wrong way around. No way. I think the more I thought, I don't know. I really would have thought it'd be the other way around. I suppose the purity, in a sense, of those lighter flavours. Now I see, you can kind of see the colours are a little bit different. That might, I don't know, maybe that, no, I don't know. I mean, let's see what the tasting notes say on the back of the Gordon Macphail. Sweet honey aromas, mingle with green apple. Come on. Lime, all right, I said lemon, but let's not be picky. And herbal notes. The palate's peppery with grapefruit, dried apricot, mango. What? I feel like I'm making a flan. Which combined with some charred oak flavours. See, that's what I got on the other. I got that on the blue. A delicate salty edge remains. And in fairness, again, the salinity. Wow, that was fun. I don't even care that I'm wrong. I really enjoyed that. Nice one. Well, I'm going to box it off now on that note, guys. thank you very, very much for watching. Again, a huge shout out to my patrons for choosing that as the option for this review. Really, really happy I did that. And honestly, thank you again for your support. If you on social media, you can find me on Instagram at maltboxwhiskey. I'm also at maltboxwhiskey.com. Thanks for watching. See you soon.